King Arthur and the Round Table. Part 1. The Sword in the Stone. A long time ago, in England, there was no king. The old king had died, and no one knew who should be the new king. The people were afraid. Many lords and knights wanted power. They fought each other. The land was full of problems. The people wanted peace. They wanted a good king. In the city, there was a church. In front of the church, there was a big stone. In the stone, there was a sword. On the sword, words were written. "Whoever pulls this sword out of the stone is the true king of England." Many strong men tried. Many knights pulled the sword with all their power. But the sword stayed in the stone. No one could move it. A boy named Arthur. In a small town, not far from the city, there was a boy. His name was Arthur. He lived with Sir Ector, a good knight. Arthur was not a knight. He was only a boy. He helped in the house. He cleaned the rooms. He gave food to the horses. He was kind and polite. Arthur had a stepbrother. His name was Sir Kay. Sir Kay wanted to be a great knight. He was strong, but sometimes proud. Arthur helped him. Arthur carried Kay's shield. Arthur carried his helmet. He helped Kay prepare for fights. Arthur did not know he was special. He did not know his true family. Arthur thought he was just an ordinary boy. The tournament. One day, a big tournament was planned in the city. Knights from all over England came. They wanted to fight and show their skill. The winner would be famous. Sir Ector and Sir Kay went to the city. Arthur went with them. On the day of the tournament, the streets were full of people. There were flags and music. Knights rode horses. They wore shiny armor. The crowd cheered. Sir Kay was ready to fight. But suddenly he looked at his belt. He said, "Arthur! I forgot my sword at home. Go quickly. Bring it to me." Arthur ran fast. But when he reached the house, it was locked. No one was inside. He could not enter. Arthur thought, "What should I do? Kay needs a sword." Then Arthur remembered the church. He remembered the sword in the stone. He thought, "I can take that sword. I will borrow it for Kay. He needs it now." The sword in the stone. Arthur went to the church. It was quiet. The stone was there. The sword shone in the light. Arthur walked closer. He put his hands on the sword. He pulled. The sword came out easily, like a knife from butter. Arthur was surprised. He looked at the sword. It was beautiful. The handle was gold. The blade was silver. Arthur ran to Kay. He said, "Here is your sword." Kay looked at the sword. His eyes grew wide. He knew it was the sword from the stone. Kay went to his father, Sir Ector. "Father! Look! I have the sword from the stone. I must be the true king." Sir Ector looked carefully. He said, "This is not your sword. Where did you get it?" Arthur said, "I pulled it from the stone. I only wanted to help Kay." Sir Ector and Kay were shocked. They went back to the church with Arthur. Sir Ector said, "Arthur, put the sword back into the stone." Arthur put it back. The sword was inside the stone again. Then Sir Ector said, "Now pull it out." Arthur pulled. The sword came out again, very easily. Sir Ector and Kay tried too. They pulled with all their power. The sword did not move. Sir Ector fell to his knees. He said, "Arthur, you are the true king of England." Arthur was afraid. He said, "Me? I am only a boy. I cannot be king. But Sir Ector explained, Arthur, you are not an ordinary boy. You are the son of King Uther, the last true king. You were hidden when you were a baby. Now it is your time. You are chosen by God. You are the king. The people accept Arthur. At first, many lords did not believe. They said, He is just a boy. How can he be king? But then they saw him pull the sword from the stone again and again. No one else could do it. Slowly, the people understood. They said, Arthur is the true king. He is chosen. We will follow him. Arthur became King Arthur. He promised to be a good king. He promised to bring peace and justice. The people cheered. They were happy. They believed Arthur would be wise and strong. Merlin the wizard. Soon after, Arthur met a man with a long beard and wise eyes. His name was Merlin. Merlin was a wizard. He had great knowledge and magic. He knew Arthur's past. He knew Arthur's future. Merlin said, Arthur, you are the chosen one. You will be a great king. You will make England strong. But remember, a king must not only be strong. A king must also be fair, kind, and just. Arthur listened. He respected Merlin. Merlin became Arthur's teacher and friend. The Round Table. Arthur wanted to rule with justice. He wanted peace. He needed knights to help him. Knights who were brave, but also loyal and honest. Merlin gave Arthur a gift, a great table. It was round, not square. Around the table, many knights could sit. But no one was at the head of the table. All were equal. Merlin said, This is the Round Table. Here, the best knights will sit. No one is more important. All are equal. Together, you will fight for justice and peace. Arthur loved the idea. He invited knights from across the land. He chose the best. They promised to be loyal to the king, to protect the weak, to fight for truth. Thus began the legend of King Arthur and the Round Table. King Arthur and the Round Table. Part 2. Camelot and the Knights. The Dream of Camelot. King Arthur wanted a strong and fair kingdom. He wanted a place where people could live in peace. He wanted a castle, a city, and a court for his knights. With the help of Merlin, Arthur built a great castle. It was called Camelot. The castle was tall and strong. It had high towers and big walls. Around the castle, there was a city. The people of Camelot were happy. They felt safe. Camelot became the heart of Arthur's kingdom. Knights, lords, and ladies came to Camelot. They wanted to serve the young king. They wanted to join his dream of peace. In the great hall of Camelot stood the Round Table. It was very big and very fine. Around it many knights could sit. At the Round Table, no one was higher or lower. Every knight was equal. The Knights of the Round Table. Arthur chose many brave knights. He chose them not only for strength, but also for honor and loyalty. Some of the most famous knights were Sir Lancelot, the bravest knight, strong and noble. Sir Gawain, loyal and kind, always ready to help. Sir Percival, young but pure of heart. Sir Galahad, the perfect knight, pure and holy. Sir Kay, Arthur's stepbrother, sometimes proud but loyal. Sir Tristan, brave and skilled in battle, but with a sad love story. Each knight made a promise. They swore an oath. To be brave in battle. To protect the weak. To be honest and fair. to fight for truth and justice. Arthur was proud. He said, "Together, we will bring peace to the land." The first test. Not long after, trouble came. In the north, a cruel king attacked villages. He burned houses and hurt people. The people cried for help. Arthur called his knights. He said, "We must ride north. We must protect the people." The knights agreed. They rode with shining armor and sharp swords. They fought the cruel king's men. The battle was hard, but Arthur and his knights were strong. Arthur himself fought bravely. He rode his horse into the fight. He used his sword with great skill. His knights followed him. Together they won. The cruel king ran away. The villages were safe. The people cheered. They said, "Arthur is a true king. His knights are noble. Camelot is hope for England." Excalibur. After the battle, Arthur went to a quiet lake. The water was clear. Mist rose from the surface. Suddenly, from the lake, a hand came out of the water. In the hand was a sword shining like the sun. A lady stood in the water. She was the Lady of the Lake, a magical being. She said, "Arthur, this sword is called Excalibur. Take it. It will protect you. With this sword, no one can defeat you, as long as you use it with justice." Arthur took Excalibur with respect. He thanked the Lady of the Lake. From that day, Excalibur became the most famous sword in the world. It shone with magic. Morgan Le Fay. But not everyone loved Arthur. Far away, there was a woman named Morgan Le Fay. She was Arthur's half-sister. She was jealous of him. She wanted power for herself. She studied dark magic. Morgan tried many tricks against Arthur. Sometimes she sent knights to fight him. Sometimes she used magic to confuse him. But Merlin was wise. He warned Arthur of dangers. Arthur and his knights stayed strong. Still, Morgan Le Fay would return again and again. She became one of Arthur's greatest enemies. The Code of the Round Table. After these events, Arthur called his knights together. They sat at the round table. Arthur spoke. "My friends, we are strong. But strength alone is not enough. We must have rules. We must live by honor." Merlin brought a scroll. On it were words of the Code of the Round Table. Never harm the innocent. Always speak the truth. Always fight for justice. Never betray a friend. Always protect women and children. Always keep your word. The knights all agreed. They swore to follow the code. From that day, the Round Table was not only a place of power, but also of honor and justice. Peace in the land. With Arthur as king, and the knights of the Round Table at his side, England grew strong. Roads were safe. Villages were peaceful. Merchants traveled without fear. People said, "This is a golden age. This is the time of King Arthur." But Arthur knew peace would not last forever. He knew there would be more tests, more enemies, and more adventures. A vision of the future. One night Arthur spoke with Merlin. He said, "Will my kingdom last forever?" Merlin looked sad. He said, "Nothing lasts forever, Arthur. Even the brightest star must fall. But your name, your dream of justice, will live in stories forever." Arthur was silent. He thought about Merlin's words. He promised himself, "While I live, I will rule with honor. I will make Camelot a light for the world." Thus the legend of Camelot grew. The Round Table was strong. The knights were brave. And the adventures of King Arthur were only beginning. Part 3: Sir Lancelot and the Quest for the Holy Grail. Sir Lancelot arrives. One day, a new knight came to Camelot. His name was Sir Lancelot du Lac. He was tall, strong, and noble. People said he was the best knight in the world. He came from far away, from across the sea. Arthur welcomed him. He said, "Lancelot, you are brave and true. Sit with us at the round table." Lancelot bowed. He said, "My king, I will serve you with all my heart. I will fight for justice and protect the weak." From that day, Lancelot became the greatest knight of the Round Table. He won many battles. He saved many people. Everyone admired him. Queen Guinevere. Arthur had a queen. Her name was Guinevere. She was beautiful, wise, and kind. She loved Arthur, and she supported him in all things. The people of Camelot respected her. But soon, something dangerous began. Sir Lancelot and Queen Guinevere grew close. They admired each other. They spent time together. At first, it was only friendship. But slowly it became love. This love was secret. Arthur did not know. But some knights saw. Some were angry. They thought Lancelot betrayed his king. This secret love would later bring trouble to Camelot. But at that time, the Round Table was still strong. The vision of the Holy Grail. One evening, as the knights sat in the hall, a bright light filled the room. The knights fell silent. The air was sweet. They felt peace in their hearts. On the Round Table, for a moment, they saw a holy cup. It was the Holy Grail, the cup of Jesus Christ, the cup used at the Last Supper. The knights were amazed. Then the vision disappeared. Merlin stood up. He said, "This is a sign. The Holy Grail is in this world. It is the holiest treasure. But it is hidden. Only the purest knight can find it." The knights were excited. Sir Gawain said, "We must search for it. We must find the Grail." Arthur was sad. He knew the quest was dangerous. He said, "If you go, many of you will not return. But I cannot stop you. The Grail is holy. Follow your hearts." The knights stood. They raised their swords. They swore to begin the quest for the Holy Grail. The journey begins. The next morning, many knights rode out from Camelot. They traveled in different directions, each one hoping to find the Grail. Sir Lancelot rode alone. He fought many battles. He saved a lady from a tower. He killed a dragon in a dark forest. People praised him. But when he prayed for the Grail, he felt weak. Deep inside, he knew his love for Guinevere made him impure. Sir Percival also rode on the quest. He was young, but he was honest and innocent. He did not care for gold or glory. He wanted only to serve God. Another knight, Sir Galahad, soon appeared. He was the son of Lancelot. He was pure, noble, and holy. Some said he was the perfect knight. When Galahad came to the Round Table before the quest, a seat had been waiting for him. It was called the Siege Perilous, the perilous seat. Only the purest knight could sit there. Anyone else would die. Galahad sat in the seat, and nothing happened. The knights knew, he is the chosen one. Sir Galahad's purity. On his journey, Galahad met many dangers. He fought evil knights. He passed through dark forests. But he never lost hope. He never sinned. His heart was always pure. One night, he prayed in a small chapel. Suddenly, the Holy Grail appeared before him. It shone with bright light. Angels sang. Galahad felt peace like never before. He touched the Grail. His soul was lifted. He knew his quest was complete. After that, he did not live long. God took him to heaven, for his soul was pure. Sir Percival's vision. Sir Percival also came close to the Grail. He saw it from far away. He wanted to touch it, but he was not ready. Still, he returned to Camelot with hope in his heart. He told Arthur and the knights what he saw. Sir Lancelot's failure. Lancelot tried again and again to find the Grail. He prayed. He fought. He cried. Finally, he saw the Grail in a vision. But when he reached out, a voice said, "You are not pure. Your love for the Queen makes you unworthy." Lancelot fell to his knees. Tears ran down his face. He knew the truth. He could not find the Grail. His sin was too great. The return to Camelot. After many years, the knights returned. Some had died. Some had given up. Only a few came back. The Round Table was not as strong as before. Many chairs were empty. Arthur was sad. He said, "The quest was holy, but it has weakened us. Too many knights are gone. Camelot is not the same." Merlin nodded. He said, "This was the will of God. The Grail was found, but only by the purest knight. Now you must be ready, Arthur. Dark days are coming." Arthur looked around the Round Table. He saw fewer knights. He felt the weight of the future. The beginning of sorrow. The quest for the Holy Grail was the highest moment for the Round Table. But it was also the beginning of its fall. The secret love between Lancelot and Guinevere, the jealousy of other knights, and the anger of Morgan le Fay, all these would soon break Camelot apart. Arthur did not know exactly how, but he felt it in his heart. The legend of the Round Table was moving toward its greatest test. Part 4: Love, Betrayal, and War. The Secret Love. For many years, the love between Sir Lancelot and Queen Guinevere was a secret. They tried to hide it. They met in gardens, or in quiet rooms. They spoke softly. But secrets cannot stay hidden forever. Some knights began to whisper. They said, "Lancelot loves the Queen. The Queen loves him too. This is betrayal to King Arthur." Some knights were jealous of Lancelot's strength. Others wanted to harm the Queen. They waited for a chance to tell Arthur. Sir Mordred. In Camelot there was another knight, Sir Mordred. He was Arthur's nephew, but he was not loyal. In his heart he wanted the throne. He wanted to be king himself. Mordred was clever. He watched Lancelot and Guinevere. He saw their love. He thought, "This is my chance. I will use this secret to break Arthur's kingdom." The trap. One night, Guinevere and Lancelot met in her chamber. They spoke of love. They did not know that Mordred and other knights waited outside. Suddenly the door opened. Mordred and his men ran in. They cried, "Traitors! Lancelot and the Queen betrayed the king!" Lancelot jumped to his feet. He drew his sword. He fought fiercely. Many knights fell. Lancelot escaped into the night. But Guinevere was caught. The next morning, Mordred told Arthur everything. He said, "My king, your greatest knight has betrayed you. Your queen has betrayed you." Arthur was silent. His heart was heavy. He loved Guinevere. He trusted Lancelot. Now both were broken in his eyes. The Queen's punishment. The law of Camelot was clear: a queen who betrayed her king must die. Arthur did not want this. He loved Guinevere still. But he was king. He could not break the law. With pain in his heart, Arthur said, "Guinevere must be punished." Guinevere was taken to the square. A fire was built. She was to be burned. The people cried. Some said, "She is guilty." Others said, "She is our queen. Save her." At the last moment, Lancelot came with his men. He fought bravely. He saved Guinevere and carried her away. But in the fight, many knights of the Round Table were killed. Blood stained the ground. The Brotherhood of Camelot was broken. The war begins. Arthur was torn. He still loved Lancelot as a friend. But many knights had died. The law was broken. The Round Table was divided. Some knights followed Arthur. Others followed Lancelot. Arthur cried, "Why has this happened? We were brothers. We fought for justice. Now we fight each other." But it was too late. The war had begun. Lancelot's exile. Lancelot fled to France with Guinevere. There he built his own castle. Many knights went with him. Arthur followed with his army. Battles took place. Knights who once sat together at the Round Table now fought against each other. Sometimes Arthur won. Sometimes Lancelot won. But both sides lost many good men. The dream of Camelot was dying. Finally, the Pope sent a message. He said, "Stop this war. Guinevere must return to Arthur. Peace must return." Lancelot obeyed. With sorrow, he brought Guinevere back. He gave her to Arthur and said, "I will not fight you any more, my king. But I cannot stay. I will live far away." Lancelot left. His heart was broken. Arthur's heart was broken too. Mordred's betrayal. While Arthur fought in France, Mordred stayed in England. He told the people, "Arthur is dead. I am your new king." Some believed him. Mordred sat on the throne. He took power. He even tried to marry Queen Guinevere. Guinevere was afraid. She fled to a tower and locked herself inside. She sent a secret message to Arthur. "My lord Mordred has betrayed you. He calls himself king. Come quickly." Arthur's return. When Arthur heard this, he was furious. He returned to England with his army. He cried, "Mordred has betrayed me. We must fight one last battle." Arthur's knights were fewer now. Many had died. But he was still strong. He still had Excalibur. The final war was coming. Everyone knew it would be the end of Camelot. The night before battle. The night before the last battle, Arthur had a dream. He saw Sir Gawain, who was dead. Gawain spoke. "Arthur, do not fight tomorrow. If you do, you will die. Wait. Make peace." Arthur woke with fear. He told his lords, "We must talk with Mordred. We must try for peace." So Arthur and Mordred met between their armies. They spoke carefully. But both armies waited with swords ready. Suddenly, a snake moved in the grass. A knight drew his sword to kill it. At once, both armies thought the battle had begun. Trumpets sounded. Men cried out. The last war started. The Battle of Camelot. The battle was terrible. Swords crashed. Horses screamed. Blood covered the field. Arthur fought bravely. He killed many men. Mordred also fought like a lion. At last Arthur saw Mordred. He raised Excalibur and ran forward. He struck Mordred with all his strength. Mordred fell, but before he died, he pushed his spear into Arthur's body. Both king and traitor fell on the bloody ground. Arthur's wound. Arthur's knights carried him away. He was dying. He said, "My time is over. England has lost her king." He called for Sir Bedivere, one of his last knights. He said, "Take Excalibur. Throw it into the lake. It must return to the Lady of the Lake." Bedivere took the sword. He walked to the lake. But when he saw the shining blade, he thought, "This sword is too beautiful. I cannot throw it away." He hid it under a tree. When he returned, Arthur asked, "Did you throw it?" Bedivere lied. "Yes, my king." Arthur said, "What did you see?" Bedivere answered, "Nothing. Only water." Arthur knew he lied. He said, "Go again. Do not fail me." Part 5. The Last Journey of the King. The Sword's Return. Sir Bedivere still held Excalibur. He did not want to lose it. It was shining, beautiful, full of magic. But King Arthur called again, weak and pale. "Bedivere," Arthur said, "I am dying. Do not betray me again. Throw the sword into the lake. Do as I command." Bedivere walked back to the lake. This time, with a heavy heart, he raised the sword high. The blade shone like the sun. Then he threw it far into the deep water. At once, a white hand came out of the lake. It caught the sword. The hand raised Excalibur high, then slowly sank beneath the water. Bedivere ran back to Arthur. He said, "My king, I saw a hand rise from the lake. It caught Excalibur and pulled it under." Arthur smiled faintly. "Good," he whispered. "Now the sword is returned. My duty is finished." The last boat. Arthur's wound was deep. His knights wept. Sir Bedivere said, "What shall we do, my king?" Arthur answered softly, "Carry me to the lake." They carried him on a stretcher. At the shore, a dark boat waited. On the boat stood 3 queens, wearing black hoods. Their faces were kind but sad. One of the queens spoke. "We are here to take you to the Isle of Avalon, the place of rest. There you will be healed, or you will sleep until England needs you again." Arthur was placed on the boat. The queens sang a soft song. Slowly, the boat moved into the mist. Sir Bedivere cried out, "Will you return, my king?" Arthur's voice came through the mist. "I do not know. Some say I shall come again when England's need is greatest. Until then, remember me." The boat disappeared. Arthur was gone. The fall of Camelot. Without Arthur, Camelot fell. The Round Table was empty. Many knights were dead. Queen Guinevere, full of sorrow, went to a convent. She prayed for the rest of her life. Sir Lancelot, heartbroken, also left. He became a monk. He prayed and repented until he died. The dream of Camelot ended. The golden age was gone. The legend lives on. But the story of Arthur did not die. People told it in every village. They said, "Arthur was a true king. He fought for justice. He built Camelot. He gave us the Round Table. His knights were brave. They searched for the Holy Grail. Though he is gone, his spirit lives." Some believed Arthur did not die. They said he slept in Avalon. One day, when England was in great danger, he would return with Excalibur in his hand. The Round Table's lesson. Years passed. Generations came and went. But the story of Arthur remained. It was told in castles, in cottages, in schools. The lesson was clear. A king must rule with justice, not only strength. Friendship and loyalty are precious, but betrayal can destroy even the greatest dream. No kingdom lasts forever, but honor and hope can live forever in stories. The end of the tale. And so, the story of King Arthur and the Knights of the Round Table comes to its end. We remember the sword and the stone. We remember the Round Table, where all were equal. We remember the quest for the Holy Grail. We remember love, betrayal, and the last battle. And we remember the king who sailed away into the mist. Arthur is gone, but the legend lives forever.